What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got a new episode of First Strike, and I got a really simple question for you guys today. What's your favorite Final Fantasy? Now, this question came about because I am playing Final Fantasy VII with the new Echo S7 voice mod, and I am absolutely loving it so far. It is super dope, and while I was playing, the question popped in my head, so figured I might as well ask you guys. So we get what is it? What's your favorite Final Fantasy? For me, I actually just rank them all off for you, 1 through 15. I omit the MMOs 11 and 14 because I've honestly never played, or rather I haven't spent enough time with those games to actually rank them. Like, they're just too vast and I spent no time with them at all comparatively. And while I was ranking off the Final Fantasies in the video, I realized that I skipped a couple. So before we jump into the video, I'm gonna rank them all off for you, and then stick around and I go in depth about why my top 3 are my top 3, and I rank off all the rest of them. So before we hop in, let's get them ranked off. Oh, and one more thing. This includes all Final Fantasies, so spin-offs, Dredge of Cerberus, Crisis Core, all that stuff. All right, so real quick, for me, Tactics, 6, 4, 7, 9, 10, 3, 1, 13, 15, 8, 12, and 2. So, hang out and you'll hear why I feel the way I feel about all those Final Fantasies. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. I don't know if I asked you guys this, so I'm gonna ask y'all right now. What is your your favorite Final Fantasy? Now, this is not just limited to numbered entries. This can be Tactics, Dredge of Cerberus, Crisis Core, like anything like that. Like, what is your favorite Final Fantasy? Kind of like a impromptu quick strike while I actually play Final Fantasy. For me, personally, I'll let y'all know. I'll give you my top 3 Final Fantasies and why they are my top 3 Final Fantasies. Alright, so favorite Final Fantasy for me is, or my top 3, I said I was going to give you my top 3. And in order, Final Fantasy Tactics, Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy IV. And if we're just doing numbers, you obviously kick out Final Fantasy Tactics, and you throw, oh, hold on. I'm not gonna waste that lemon break, bro. Yeah, throw out Final Fantasy Tactics, throw in, this is tough. See, this is tough. So, like, I would say Final Fantasy IX, but, like, I've recently gained so much more respect for Final Fantasy V. Like, Final Fantasy V is underrated keep going down. An underrated Final Fantasy, bro. Like, it birthed the job system, though I think that Final Fantasy Tactics, like, is probably the best implementation of the job system in Final Fantasy, which is one of the reasons why I hold it in such high regard. But 5 made the job system fun. Like, 3 brought it in, 5 made it dope, Tactics implemented it, I think, the best. So there's 5, and then I just played JP Final Fantasy 3. That game is really fun, but I wouldn't say it was top 3 for me. I don't like Final Fantasy 12 at all. I think that the story's cool, but I don't think the game is fun to play. Final Fantasy 13 I like, not top 3, but I think it's a good game. Final Fantasy 15, I've honestly not played that since launch. And I know it's changed a lot, but, like, I really have no interest in, like, going back and playing it. Is Cloud going yet? No? Let me get Pure All. 1 is a classic. 1's OG. I actually love Final Fantasy 1, not top 3. 2, I don't like Final Fantasy 2. I think that's my least favorite Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 8, good story, not fun to play. So yeah, pretty much 11 don't do the MMO, so I don't play 11 and 14. Though Final Fantasy 14 is pretty sick, I will admit that, but don't really play those. I think that's everything. 1, 2. Oh, Final Fantasy 7, the game I'm actually fucking playing. Final Fantasy 7 is number 4. So I guess that would make it top 3 for me. I forgot about the game I'm actually playing. So numbered Final Fantasies 6, 4, 7, 5, 9, 1, 13, 15, 12, 2. And I won't rate the MMOs. I think that's everything. I think that's everything. Yeah. So the reason why, the reason why Final Fantasy Tactics is my favorite Final Fantasy is because, like I said, the implementation of the job system I think is amazing. The ability to mix and match abilities from every job is absolutely sick. Like a monk that you can have a monk that you can equip armor to make a tank, or you can equip clothes and have them hide and be stealthy. Like you can do all kinds of cool things with the jobs in that game, and I think that's really cool. What puts it over the top for me though is the story. I think that is Final Fantasy's best story. Like the Zodiac Bray story, like they made a universe out of that shit, bro. Like it was so dope. Like the Ivalice Alliance, like Final Fantasy Tactics is the first game that takes place in Ivalice. Like, and I need more of it actually. Like it hasn't been re-released since iOS, PSP, and I don't know why. Like the game is beautiful, man. Like, and what's crazy about it is not only is it my favorite Final Fantasy, it's my favorite video game. And I honestly don't really like SRPGs. Like I've realized that about myself. Like I've tried to play other SRPGs to try and find the magic of Final Fantasy Tactics. The only thing that comes close for me is Tactics Ogre. I don't want to fight these things, bro. I don't like them. Yeah, the only thing that comes close to me is Tactics Ogre. Like everything else, like they just don't capture me the same way that Final Fantasy Tactics did, bro. Like there's something about that game that's just so special that I haven't found in any other video game. So yeah, Final Fantasy Tactics story, like it changed my way of thinking about a lot of things, like the way the game presents religion. I love it, bro. It's a fantastic video game. The gameplay, the story, the graphics, the music. I think it's the closest thing to a perfect video game that exists, personally. I love Final Fantasy Tactics. Final Fantasy VI, I think, is the best Japanese RPG ever made. And every RPG aspires to be what Final Fantasy VI is. Excellent story, amazing villain. Ensemble of characters that are unique and cool, and the story is presented in such a way where if you don't dig into it and know, like the main character is like so fluid in that game, and that's something that's super cool. Like it's obviously Terra, but like at any point you can feel like it's Edgar or Locke or Sabin, or like such a good game. Again, soundtrack fire, Nobuo Uematsu slaps. The gameplay is unique. Like all the characters have skills. So like Sabin, for example, like to do his special moves, you have to do like fighting game inputs to get him to come out. Like it's so cool, bro. I love Final Fantasy VI. And Final Fantasy IV is pretty much the Final Fantasy that got me into Final Fantasy. Like my first obsession, man. I love that game.
Cloud, you're here.
It gets the first Final Fantasy to have a really dope-ass, original, coherent story.
Get your ass behind cover, now!
Like 3 tries, but 3 feels a lot like 1 still, like in its story.
Better sort out our equipment before they attack in full force.
So yeah, those are my favorite Final Fantasies, man. And why they're my favorite Final Fantasies.